everyone, Kayla here with Damn the Diets. I wanted to share with you about my recent traveling because some of you may know from, hearing me talk on here or in my book or in my emails that I love traveling and seeing new places, specifically national parks, being out in nature, not necessarily going to see new cities. The city is not my favorite place. I love going on hikes, and I share that with the Manpanion too. We both love doing that. So what's been on our bucket list is going to Olympic National Park in Washington State. So we finally got to do that for my birthday last week. We were there for a little bit less than a week, and it was so much fun. So I wanted to come on here and share with you, about my experience a bit. Try to not get on too many tangents in this video, but I do hear a lot of you guys say, I would love to see more what I eat in a day videos. You guys seem to really like those, and you guys know how I feel about them and why I don't really do a lot of them, but I'll do it in a way that I think is good enough to not be triggering to anyone, enough to show you how life is beyond food, because that's the whole goal, right? It's not to continue living your life around food and how your body looks, but recovery is about your life now. It's beyond the food, it's beyond your body, and it's about the experiences that you get out of life. So I don't know if that's your why, but it definitely was my why, because I wanted to be able to travel and not pass up opportunities anymore, because before, in the bodybuilding days, for example, I was too scared to, get out of my strict little routine of 6 meals a day, every 2 to 3 hours on the dot. And if it was any time before or after, I'd freak out and have a panic attack, or if it was any gram over or under the amount that my meal plan said I needed to eat, then I'd freak out. I would always carry around that 6-pack lunch pail everywhere I went. So, traveling just seemed like too stressful and just scary. So I had a lot of opportunities to travel, and I passed them up to stay in my comfortable, safe routine. That's not living, So I wanted to get out of that, because also when I was raw vegan and paleo and ketogenic and intermittent fasting, it stressed me out to think about going outside of my box and what I had to do for my diet. And, if I was able to eat on time or get access to clean, pure ingredients, because that was the most important thing in my life. It was thinking about food. That's one of my main focuses in recovery, is to be able to get your life back and get your freedom back and get your spontaneity back, to be able to go travel, not have a panic attack around what you're gonna eat or when you're gonna eat it, or what you can't eat or what you shouldn't eat, and if you're gonna gain weight and if you're gonna lose your abs, or if you're gonna be able to exercise when you typically do, and all this bullshit and rules and guidelines that are just so exhausting, right? I just wanted to come on here and, share again how much, it reminds me, because it seems like a long time ago, but it still, comes to mind with, wow, I'm so grateful that I recovered, so I'm able to do this freely whenever I want, however I would and really get that quality of life that, I really crave. So I couldn't go on hikes. I couldn't enjoy nature. I couldn't be present with who I was with or the environment I was in, seeing new things. All I used to care about was food and how my body looked, and I couldn't be present. And so traveling now, it's a reminder of how grateful I am and how amazing the body is, that it was able to heal from all of the shit and stress and damage and starvation that I put it through. It was able to heal from that, recover the metabolism, my digestion, my brain power, my energy levels, and just my desire to do other things in my life outside of food and looking perfect. Again, I couldn't do what I do today, whether that's traveling, whether that's just going on a walk or a hike locally, or just going into nature, or doing my business or doing these videos and helping people if I was constantly thinking about food 24/7, if I was constantly stressing out about how I thought I lost my abs that day, or if I gained any weight, or if people would still love me and accept me, and thinking that everyone was judging me all the time and I was judging myself, and oh my God, it's just so exhausting, and I'm just so grateful to be out of it. And of course I have my days, right? I'm not perfect, so don't put me on a pedestal, because you know, we all have our days. But it's just that it doesn't control me anymore. It doesn't like, oh, I feel not that great today, so I'm just gonna let it control me and consume me, and I'm not gonna go out into life because I feel not the greatest today. No, it's, you know, I've learned how to push through despite if those thoughts or emotions or beliefs try to creep back in. So anyways, with that, I wanted to share with you kind of an outline of what I ate throughout the trip and how it allowed me to be spontaneous and, you know, not be chained to a strict regime the whole time. I could literally just go wherever we wanted to go at whatever time and be able to put too much thought into what I was eating, not freak out about if I was gonna gain any weight, not freak out if I didn't get the perfect ingredients, because I don't even do that at home. So traveling just is another day. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm traveling so I get to binge on all these foods, like, I'm so excited. No, it's just another day for me. So I'm still eating what I crave. I still eat what I like and don't eat what I don't like. That's all it is. It's a brief outline. I did not take photos or videos of what I was eating. I took little sticky notes of like each day and what I ate and what we did. So of course, the first day we had to drive out to Palm Springs Airport to go up to Bellingham, and we got a coffee in the morning. I got my sugary white mocha. Then we drove like 45 minutes to the airport, and I wasn't hungry that early, so once we got there, I definitely was, and I got a spinach, egg, and feta type little wrap thing. After like 2.5 hours of the flight up there, we got to look down and see Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helen, which was super cool. Mount Rainier is so freaking tall, it's like almost touching the plane. It's ridiculous. And once we got to Bellingham, Washington, we went to walk downtown. So we came across this Peruvian restaurant. This place was so good. I had never had Peruvian food before, so I was like, yeah, let's try it. The Manpanian, his name is Chad, by the way, if you guys are like, well, who's the Manpanian? Chad had never had Peruvian food either, so we were pleasantly surprised. So if you haven't had Peruvian food, oh my God. Well, hopefully if you have a good place. I had a pulled pork sandwich with a side of their homemade potatoes and spicy aioli sauce. So that was pretty dang good. Then we walked around downtown again, checked out all the cool places there, and beautiful. There's so many trees everywhere. I love that. I love being submerged in greenery, trees, and of course it's fall right now in the States, so the colors were changing and it was just so beautiful. We also went to a brewery and I got like a hard cider. Chad, he does work for them. He makes like hats and laser etched leather and wood patches and stuff. So his merchandise was there. We wanted to go check it out. So that was pretty cool. And then later, it was pretty late, so we went to this little drive-in diner. It's like one of those old school where you drive up and you can order like a burger. So I got a burger and curly fries. And so then we went to bed. The next morning, really early to catch the ferry to the Olympic Peninsula. That next morning, we got up super early, drove an hour and a half to the ferry. Oh, we got a coffee on the way there. So there's these little tiny hut coffee shops everywhere in Washington. They're super cute. And there was like tons of cannabis shops. So as many coffee shops, there was like the same amount of cannabis shops, if not more. No, I don't. I'm not like a stoner or anything, but I don't know. I thought that was interesting. We had to hurry because we had to get there super early and we were already late. I didn't get anything to eat. I still wasn't hungry that early. So on the ferry, we didn't have a lot to choose from, but I was hungry on there. So I got some tater tots and a couple boiled eggs. I know that's random, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know, to get by on trips or traveling. And it was still good, so, you know, you gotta make do. And you gotta be flexible. But that's what I wanted, so it's not like I had something that I truly didn't want. So after we got off the ferry, we were super excited to be in the Olympic Peninsula. And so it was another hour and a half drive, but we went straight into Olympic National Park. So the first stop was we hiked up to the top of, what was it called? Hurricane Ridge, I think it was called. I guess supposedly we got there when it was just so sunny, and it's usually so gloomy there, so that was kind of like a blessing. So we got a little hungry after those hikes, and we both got a Snickers bar. That's my kind of protein bar. I don't do well with like the heavy oats and grain, like whole grain type Cliff bars and shit, unless it's like whitewashed grains, but so I do well with Snickers bars. So that held us over until we went down to Port Angeles, and we walked downtown there until we found somewhere to eat. So the Man Canyon really loves seafood, and since we were on the bay, you know, I guess there's lots of seafood up there. He's like, can we go get a seafood dinner, please? So I was like, yeah, you know, because I'm not a fan of seafood. I'll eat salmon and I'll eat shrimp, but other than that, or tuna, but I just don't like the texture and the seafood smell. It grosses me out. So I'm usually always able to find something though at seafood places. So yeah, I did not try them. Gross. I don't know if any of them.
Pretty good.
Yeah. You like it?
Yeah, I mean, it's alright.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was. Seems like a lot for what it is, but it's a good experience.
Yeah. I think I've tried oysters in the past and it made me almost vomit. So I actually got another burger there with a side of salmon chowder. So then the next day we went to a cute little coffee shop called Bada Coffee Shop in Port Angeles. So cute. If you're ever there, go check it out. I got another sugary white mocha, and I got a breakfast burrito. So it was like this homemade, really good breakfast burrito with some potatoes, eggs, and cheese and spinach. And we were up early again, ready to go explore the Olympic National Park again. So that day we went on this hike. Super beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys, like if you guys like being outdoors, which if you don't, maybe you should challenge that and get outdoors a little bit more often, because man, nature can be so healing. So if you're looking to find yourself, I would recommend getting out of the city and into nature, or getting out of the house and outside, or getting off the phone and just being present outside. That was crucial in my recovery too. Yeah, so look at this waterfall. It is so amazing. So after this hike, we really wanted to make it to the coast to see Ruby Beach. It was gonna take a couple hours to get there. On the way there, you know, middle of nowhere, country land, super beautiful though. So we stopped to get gas, and we just got a chicken sandwich from the gas station. That held us over. Then we finally got to the beach. We had a lot of fun. We both love the beach. Had some good talks. Then we headed back, and we were able to see sunset on the beach. And then by that time we were hungry again. So for dinner, we were driving around in this little town called Forks. We were like, okay, we're from Southern California, so the Mexican food here is bomb. And we love Mexican food. So we were like, all right, we got to see how the Mexican food is here, like if there's a difference. So we stopped at this local Mexican food place, and I got what I usually get, like a chicken burrito. Verdict is we really wanted to give it a chance. We really wanted it to be good, but it just wasn't the same. Coming from Southern California, it was completely bland and it was not good at all, the salsa and the food. So sorry people if you're from Washington, but it wasn't good. And so we were bummed about that, but we still ate it, and whatever, it was food. But man, are we excited to have Mexican food now being back at home. So we got a hotel there in Forks, woke up early again, went to a little tiny coffee shop again. What we got there is I got another vanilla latte, and they had this sausage, egg, and cheese bagel sandwich. So we both got that for breakfast, and we were off to the rainforest part of, like the extra rainforest part of Olympic National Park. We hiked around there. By this day, we were freaking sore. I don't do this much activity typically, so we were both so sore, like head to toe. Like, we're like, how are we so sore? We're hiking. How are my shoulders sore, my arms sore, and my back sore, and my legs and everything sore? So we were tired, and from waking up early and going to bed super late and hiking, we were exhausted. So after this hike, we decided to drive back to Port Angeles. We were like excited about all that we had seen. We had so much fun, but we were exhausted. So on the way back, it was going to be another few-hour drive, so we found this pizza place. We're like, you can't mess up pizza. So we went and got pizza, pepperoni mushroom pizza that we shared, and it was not that good. Sorry again, Washington, but we're like, how can you mess up pizza? So whatever, we still ate it. It was food, it was fuel. That's what you gotta do, right? You gotta make do, gotta make what's there work. So we drove back, and at dinner, by this time I was definitely craving a salad, I'll be honest. So that's what I got. I got a salad. I also got chicken fingers on top of the salad. This was late at night too, and we called it a day. So the next day was back to Bellingham, so we had to take that ferry super early in the morning. This time we were late, so we didn't even get time to get a coffee, so we drove an hour and a half, made it on the ferry just in time. Had coffee on the ferry. I just wasn't hungry still. After the ferry, drove another hour and a half to Bellingham, to where we went downtown and found this cute little breakfast spot. Don't know the name, but I got eggs Benedict. First time ever trying it, and it was really good quality too. And with roasted potatoes. By this time, we were so exhausted, like I was saying. We were even more sore than the day before. It was all catching up to us. We were super tired. Like freaking tired, and we got a hotel in the middle of the day. By that time, I think it was like 12. We both just passed out for like a few-hour nap, and it's that kind of exhaustion and nap where you're like drooling because you're so tired and deep in sleep. So yeah, that was that. We woke back up at like 3:30 and we were hungry. So we found this ramen place. I got some miso ramen. What else did we have? I can't remember what we had after that. I know we got like hot Cheetos one of the days because I was craving it, and he got ice cream. Another day we got like the sriracha Chex Mix. Can't remember what day either. Maybe it was that day, that night. We just chilled in the hotel because we had to get up super early the next morning. So the next morning we got up really early. We're in a rush, but we were able to get coffee at one little hut for the one last time. Got a vanilla latte, headed to the airport, caught our flight, and we were headed to Palm Springs. I only had that coffee, and the plane was like 2.5 hours to Palm Springs, and I wasn't hungry when we left, and we got there just in time actually to get on the plane, so I didn't have time to get anything even if I was going to be hungry on the plane. So by the end of the plane ride, I was pretty hungry. I think I had a couple Pringles because that's all I had access to, and water. So after that, we headed to this place near Palm Springs that we love to go typically. It's like this Native American little joint, and they make everything homemade there, like the tortillas and the salsa and the sauces and everything. So I got a burrito and he got tacos. That was that. So that's how we ended the trip. And after that, we went to visit my parents and had a good night. So yeah, that was an awesome birthday, and we had so much fun. So hope that wasn't too long, but I did want to give you an outline because you guys do want to know what I'm eating, and especially when I'm traveling, I want to show you guys that it's okay to travel, and you're gonna actually have a lot more fun just being spontaneous and going with the flow and being flexible and seeing where life takes you, or seeing where the adventure takes you, and how fun it can be and how freeing it can feel. So if you take the time to really recover your body, of course, during recovery, you're not going to want to do all this stuff because you're going to be, retaining water and being tired and wanting to sleep all the time and just being so hungry to where you can't enjoy it yet because you're still being consumed around food, or you're not nourished enough to have the energy to do all this stuff. It's the fact of giving recovery enough time to be able to heal your body. Take that time as a small investment in yourself for the future quality of your life. So it's a short-term sacrifice of downtime and recovery to, be in a cocoon and heal and nourish and work on yourself, because recovery is not just physical, it's mental and emotional too. Take that time, because on the other side, when you take that time to recover, you come out slowly, and transform yourself. It's gonna be so damn worth it. I promise you. I do what I do today because I realized how shitty my life was before, how I was in a box. I put myself in a box and I was miserable, although I looked like the ideal of perfect with my abs and doing the bikini competitions or cleansing and juicing and thinking I was doing the most healthy diet ever. I was actually miserable as hell and not living to my true potential. I lost myself and my identity. I didn't even know who I was beyond food and nutrition or fitness anymore, or my body. And I had to reconnect with myself through recovery to be able to get to this point to where I am today. And of course, I'm still learning and growing, but from where I was 3 years ago, I am through the roof, through the moon with how satisfied I am and how, happy I am that I found recovery and I found my own path and my own journey. Finally, I was able to reconnect with my true self and do what was right for me for once, and trust that, and more importantly, trust my body, and to develop that deep respect for it, that it knows what the fuck it's doing if you just give it a chance and the space to do so. And give yourself the patience and your body the patience to successfully recover your life, your mind, your freedom back, and all of that good stuff that I talk about. If you're feeling down and if you want to get to this place, but you still are at that place where you're kind of judging it oh, well, that seems like a lot of junk food. You must be unhealthy. You must be lethargic. You must be this or that. I don't want to do that. I can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. And you have all these beliefs that you've acquired through your journey, thinking that, if you let go, then you're just gonna become obese, or if you let go, then you're just gonna be lazy or a glutton, or you're just gonna eat and eat forever. And my case is unique, and other people on YouTube who have recovered, their case is unique, and that you're different and you can't recover. You can't get yourself to commit and recover, and you just feel stuck. Just know that this is possible for anyone who is ready and willing to do the work, to go against the grain and do what's right for you for once. I hope that this video helped you in any way, just to see a normal eater, a normal human just living life based off of my balance, because my balance is probably not going to be your balance. So you're going to want to define your own unique balance, right? So let me ask you this. When you think of traveling, or when you think of going outside of your box that you've put yourself into, if you think of stepping outside of your safe zone, so your safe foods, your safe exercise routine, your safe body weight, your body appearance, your safe BMI, what does that make you feel like? Do you feel stress and fear and doubt and unworthiness and overwhelm? Or do you feel excitement and fun and spontaneous and free? And nervous fun too, because excitement can be, a form of stress, but there's good stress and there's bad stress, right? So with that, whatever spectrum you find yourself on, typically if you're watching this and you're trying to recover, you're on the side of fear and doubt and stress and anxiety and overwhelm, and just oh, I just can't do that. I need to stay in my safe zone because that's how I feel in control. That's how I feel comfortable. That's how I feel safe, because it's a familiar misery. So if this is you, I just want you to ask yourself, at the end of the day, what's more important to you? Is it worth it to stay where you are? Or is it worth it to step outside and feel uncomfortable and feel stressful a little bit, the good kind of stress that's going to propel you to where you want to be in your life? What's more important to you? And what are you willing to do to get to that point that you want to be? Because no one got successful or achieved their dreams, or became the person that they wanted to do by staying in their comfort zone or staying in their safe zone. Or, never facing their fears or never facing their doubts or never challenging themselves. People get to these places because they challenge themselves and they feel uncomfortable, because change is always going to feel uncomfortable, typically, right? That's what sets people apart from people who achieve what they want to and people who don't. So who do you want to be? And are you willing to do the work on yourself, for yourself, in order to become that person that you want to be? And if you believe that you can't be happy or you can't be lovable or you can't be successful in a higher weight or eating these foods that you've come to believe that are bad, if you have that belief and you're holding on to that belief, then you're probably not going to get anywhere. So you might want to re-examine your belief systems about everything in your life, about your body and food and exercise and everything, and make those necessary shifts in order to release you from these chains that are holding you down, these beliefs that are self-sabotaging your progress. On that note, I do want to say that if you are feeling stuck and you've been in like this quasi-recovery, I made a whole new course about it that I just launched actually last week on, how to find your unique balance and how to break free from this state of quasi-recovery in order to find your identity again beyond food and nutrition and fitness in your body, to find the freedom that you've been fighting for and that you deserve, because you do deserve it and you are worthy of a life beyond food controlling your life and the guilt and the shame that comes with dieting and clean 100% pure lifestyle trends that are out there. You're more than this. And you can overcome this. I just want to put that out there. If you are interested and you're wondering what's your secret? How did you, break free? How did you recover from quasi-recovery? Like, I've been stuck for a year or 2 years or 10 years or 20 years. I've helped people at every stage along their journey. So if you're ready to take that next step in your recovery and find out what's been keeping you stuck, but how to get unstuck, then I want to help you get there. And that's why I created this after, working with private clients and clients in my other beginners recovery course. This is its own separate entity directed towards those who are stuck in quasi-recovery and want to break free. So if you want more info on that, there's the link below, or go to damnthediets.com/quasi-course to find out more about that. Or you can shoot me an email to ask any questions. Or you could comment below. Okay, this is quite a long video, so if you stuck with me till the end, then thank you so much. Let me know in the comments below if you like these kinds of videos or, other kinds of videos that you want to see. Look forward to seeing you in the Find Your Balance Quasi-Recovery course that I'm really excited to announce. I put a lot of work into it, and it's all the tools that I've learned both from my experience that helped me recover and step outside of my yo-yo quasi-recovery that I've talked about in the past, but now I've used with a lot of my clients that I work with outside of YouTube, and how they're using these tools to also apply them to their journey and are literally getting their lives back. So if you want that too, head over there. Again, the link to that is below. But until next time, I will see you in the next video.